I was like, I swear to God, I'm not going all out with the makeup and everything and all that crap. I was like, I swear to God, I'm just gonna keep it casual and not gonna do that. Well, I tried shooting this video probably 7 minutes ago, and I saw myself on camera and I said, alright, I am gonna put on some makeup because this is probably going to be my last vlog style video for YouTube. I am done with these vlog videos for the most part, and I'm only making this one because somebody on my Instagram page reminded me that I should make a video for some reason. Because a significant moment happened in my life where I have to make a video about it to follow up on all the other videos that I've made in the past couple of years or so. So on what was it? I'm sorry. I just got out of the shower. I was like, I swear to God, I'm not putting on all this makeup and look. I did. Okay? I did. I just had to, because I figured, you know what, this is going to be my last vlog style video like this. I'm not really doing any more of them for the most part. I'm pretty much done. I just don't have the time anymore, and the issues in my life aren't that serious anymore. My life has settled down a little bit now that I'm like an adult and stuff. But anyhow, so on Sunday, November 20th, I lost my virginity. So I am no longer a virgin, and I don't need to make those videos about my sob stories about being a virgin anymore. I am officially de-virginized. Yes. Okay. Well, it wasn't exactly pop the cherry because I have sex toys at home, and I don't need to elaborate on that. But, yeah, I'm not a virgin anymore, so, yeah, I got well, I on that night I just took 10 selfies and put it up on social media, probably more than 10 selfies. Earlier today I wrote in my book about it, and I think I'm almost certainly positive that it was my last book entry. So now my book, The Background of Anne, is wrapped up, and now I can focus more on editing it so I can just re-release it and get back out there. I was also having some technical issues with my website, and I literally can't get the website editor to load, and I was actually going to do a blog post about getting my virginity broken to follow up on another blog post that I did where I was kind of writing a sob story about it, and I did some artwork or something. I was going to follow up on that post, say, hey, I'm not a virgin anymore, so I don't have to worry about this anymore, yada yada, and how happy I am about it, and la la la. I was gonna just do another rant about it, and today it was I turn on the computer and go on the internet. It's like, hold up, you can't get in your website. And the reason why I can't get in my website is there's just too much clutter up there. I have a couple of HTML code widgets up there, and I have a lot of YouTube videos up there embedded on the website, and it's just completely locked up and I can't even get in it. So I may have to start from scratch and do a brand new website, and I'm probably going to have to either A, delete my website that I have now, or B, rename the URL. But if I can't even get in the website editor, I'm gonna have to just delete the website, because I swear to God that I don't want to change, I don't want to mess everybody up who has already had my business cards. I want to keep the web address the same. So as long as I can keep the web address the same, whether or not I have to delete the website, that's all I want in the end game. But I've had a lot of technical difficulties with my website. However, my operating system needs to be upgraded really bad. I have XP, and that's really old, and it really needs to be upgraded. So as soon as my operating system gets upgraded to Windows 8 at least, or something like that, Windows 8 or Windows 7 or Windows whatever, if I can get into my website, then I will deal with it then. But yeah, I'm probably just gonna end up building a replacement website, and I'm not gonna change. I'm gonna try to avoid changing my web address, my URL address of my website as much as possible, because my URL for my website is literally everywhere. It's in YouTube video descriptions, it's on social media, it's on business cards. I really want to avoid that. So it would still be the background of and.yolosite.com, because I would just delete the previous background of and blah blah blah. I would just delete that and replace it with a new one that I would build on my YOLO site dashboard, and it would have the same URL. So it would just be a different website with the same name ultimately, because I can't even get into my website to edit it. That's like how far this has gotten. I can't even get in there. I'm gonna get a new computer for Christmas, you know. If I get a new computer and it's before Christmas, I don't care. I'm not waiting all the way until Christmas to set that thing up. I want that thing now. So I'm gonna get a new computer. Like, I'm gonna get paid on the 12th of December. So I'm gonna get a new computer like as soon as possible, starting on the 12th. So like, was it probably a week or two from now? So in 2 weeks, in 1 to 2 weeks, yeah, 2 weeks, 3 weeks. I think it's more than 1 week. It's like 2 or 3 weeks. So in like 2 or 3 weeks, starting then, as soon as possible, I am getting a new computer. I'm even having problems with Windows Movie Maker. I can't even make movies anymore, and it's terrible, and it sucks. And it's really getting on my nerves to the point where I'm gonna definitely have a new computer, because it's just sickening. I really want a Mac, but that's probably not gonna happen until like 5 years from now, if that. Everybody else at my school like has a freaking Mac, so lucky them. But yeah, I'm probably not gonna get that anytime soon, unless I get really lucky. I just don't think that it's gonna happen. But anyhow, I'm here to talk about so I already said I'm not a virgin anymore. So a lot of girls want to keep their virginity. I know I was like the exact opposite. I always wanted to break it, and I did. So I'm here to talk about that mostly. So I wrote in my book about it, so I'm gonna either go way more detailed than my book does or way less detailed. So I'm trying to think from where I want to start, because it's such a long story. Okay. Well, first of all, in my book today, I'm mostly doing a recap of what I mentioned in my book, and I don't have the book open in front of me. I have a computer right behind this camera, by the way. I'm using my computer in my room for the lighting in this video. I'm gonna just go ahead and open up my book right now, you know. I'm just gonna go ahead and open it up. Okay, so yesterday was Thanksgiving, so I wrote about my Thanksgiving. Today is Black Friday. Excuse me. Today is Black Friday. So today is Friday, November 25th, 2016. I got my virginity broken on the 20th. So, yesterday was Thanksgiving. It went good. Nothing really, I know a lot of people's Thanksgiving went bad because of things like the election and just a whole lot of divided families. In fact, one of my friends told me about that yesterday, that they had a very bad experience coming over to their family's house, and he just said he wanted to get the hell out of there, that he felt so uncomfortable, and oh my god, you could just see it in the picture. But anyhow, a lot of people had a bad Thanksgiving, I know, but mine didn't go really bad. I just stayed here with my family. I went to Knott's Berry Farm at the end of the day, so my Thanksgiving was average, you know, nothing really special. I mean, going to Knott's Berry Farm, yeah, it was, it did make my day special, and I actually went to Knott's Berry Farm so I could celebrate getting my virginity broken by getting a cookie and a cheese Danish. Can you believe that? But you know what the thing is? the cookie and the cheese Danish weren't even that good. And like I only ate half of the cheese Danish, and that thing did not taste good. The cookie even tasted better. I had originally wanted to get a slice of cake, but the cakes didn't look good, and I know they don't taste good, and like there's a lot of frosting, so I was like, okay, I'm gonna go with this instead if it's a choice between the two as far as dessert food. And I wasn't impressed again, so. And then I thought, oh yeah, and then we actually went to Big Lots after we went to Knott's Berry Farm, because Big Lots is having this like holiday thing where they're like open to midnight. And I thought, oh yeah, I'm gonna get Martinelli's apple cider instead, and they didn't have that. They had something else, and I didn't want it. I wanted Martinelli's, so well, I didn't get it. But yeah, I could have had apple cider. Perhaps it would have been healthier or something, but I don't know. It's one thing if you get a dessert and it's really good, but it's another thing you go to that one bakery and they suck. Yeah, so like for the money, I didn't even get something that was that good, so I was disappointed with that, but it didn't ruin my night. I still had fun going to, I think I had the most fun going to the football store over there because I'm telling you, man, not, like, there used to be so much more over there. We didn't even go in the theme park. We go to, like, the California Marketplace, and we have been for years. We haven't been in the theme park for years. We just go to the California Marketplace. I'm telling you, California Marketplace used to be so much better. They removed the chicken statue that they had by the chicken dinner place, and they removed the giant Snoopy on top of the Snoopy store. And there's just so much more. And there's a shop that actually went out of business behind Virginity's gift shop, and it's just kind of like really gone down. It used to be so much better, and I know it's because of the economy, but. Yeah, I used to have a better time over there, I'll admit it. I mean, the Christmas store was pretty impressive as usual. So, I mean, yeah. And Pink's Hot Dogs is also gone. They replaced it with, like, it's called, like, a trolley cart dessert restaurant or something, but it's just a restaurant full of desserts. So don't expect to go to Knott's Berry Farm and be like, oh, yeah, I'm gonna get some healthy food. No, you're not, unless you're gonna go to the chicken place. And TGI Fridays is still there if you want to go there, but other than that, it's just desserts. So, as far as California Marketplace goes, maybe in the theme park there's some more restaurant places that you can eat that don't have so many desserts, probably. Maybe in the theme park, yes. So, okay. Enough of that. So, let me get back to what I really want to talk about. So, I'm going to look down in my book to see where I can start. Okay, so in my book, I wrote that getting my virginity broken was not easy. That was, like, hard, stressful, and even depressing work. Yeah, it was. It really, truly was. It was a huge challenge in my life. I think this was a challenge bigger than anything else that I faced in my life. As much as as silly as it sounds, this is the single biggest challenge in my life that I've had to face. It's fucking true, man. And it's one that you can't really talk about. It's kind of like taboo, but this is the biggest fucking challenge in my life. No sugarcoating it, no bullshitting, censor nothing, no. Just straight up, this is like the biggest challenge I've ever overcame in my entire life. And I'm not kidding, okay? Because this was so hard for me to accomplish. Oh my gosh, For others, it's just really easy, or some just say, some guys even say, oh yeah, I was like born fucking, or something like that. It's like so easy for you. But anyhow, well, I think there was a time where this kind of stuff was easier and it wasn't such a challenge and it wasn't so hard for certain people. But I don't know. I think it's just a matter of luck and opportunity when it comes to this whole getting your virginity broken thing or whatever. When in certain times when people get their virginity broken, it's just luck and opportunity, or people just choose to wait, or people just like morally want to wait until marriage and religiously and stuff. There's a whole slew of it. But people like me who felt that being a virgin wasn't right for them and actually wanted to have sex and have a sex life and, you know, have some romance in your life, for God's sakes, yada yada. You know, for people like me, I think it's a matter of luck and opportunity, and some people just get an earlier advantage than others. I mean, I can name an example of somebody who got a really early advantage of that. Yeah, so I probably shouldn't be saying names, so. I've heard some stories, you know, about, oh, he's a famous musician. I mean, he got lucky when he was, like, really freaking young. I mean, he said he was, like, I heard him on the radio and he said he was, like, 9, so I honestly believe him because, you know, those were crazy times that he was in, and, you know, yeah, so he got a really early advantage, and I had to wait until I was fucking 19, so. And plus being a girl, most of us girls do end up waiting longer because we have the ability to get pregnant. And I heard from a website that the vagina is like a petri dish, so us girls are more likely to get pregnant and contract STDs. So that's another reason why I've had to wait, whether I want to believe it or not. But anyhow, okay. So, okay, another thing that I say about this is I got my virginity broken just like 5 days ago. So I'm not in a big hurry to like go tell all my friends and all my family. I'm actually keeping it pretty quiet in real life. But on social media, I'm like dropping hints like it's no tomorrow. On social media, I'm dropping hints like crazy, and I'm like, you know, I've already DM'd somebody about this, you know, direct message. And another reason why I'm making this video is because I got a suggestion, hey, you should make a video about this, and in a direct messaging. And yeah, he said it was like a milestone in my life, and oh yeah, it is. So it's another reason why I'm making this video, is because somebody thought I should make a video, and they were like, oh yeah, I love your videos, I haven't seen you back on YouTube in a little while. I actually do have some fans of mine of YouTube videos that I make. They hit me up on Instagram and say, hey, you know, I really like your videos. The videos change they say that my videos have changed life and stuff, and I really appreciate it, you know. And I don't know one person that I haven't said thank you to or some kind of reply, you know. I mean, of course, my notifications would blow up, and then maybe I was internet famous, or maybe it was like, you know, it'd be really hard to reply to everybody, but so far, I've pretty much replied to everybody. I can't really think of somebody that I haven't replied to, but, yeah. For the most part, this video kind of, like, marks a close, you know. I don't think I'm really gonna be doing this anymore. I think that this is pretty much over, because I've gotten to the point I wanted to get to. The only other video I may make is if I get my driver's license, and maybe I just want to talk about it and say the stuff that I had to go through to get it, then I might. Or maybe if I graduate college, I want to make a video, but for now, let's just say for now, I don't want to say never, because I know there's people out there who like these kind of videos because they're more intimate and they're not like a video of my music or whatever. But yeah, so I mean, I may upload another video here on YouTube too if I'm like performing a song. I think that most of the videos that you're gonna see, if it's any live in-person video like this one, it's gonna be me performing a song, probably. I mean, and if there's a time where it gets really turbulent and stressful, and I need to make a video, I will. In fact, there's something that I could have made a video about earlier. I think it was, I don't know. It was like, oh god, I can't think anymore. It was like, I think last month or something, a couple of months ago. There's something else that I could have made a video about, and it was another sad event that happened in my life. Someone close passed away, very close relative passed away, so I'll talk about that at the end of this video. It's kind of a little bit unfitting to mix that with I got my virginity broken, to mix that in. That's a little unfitting, but this is going to be my last video that I'm going to make in probably a very long time, so I am going to talk about that. And my computer just went on standby mode, so that's all of a sudden why it got dark. I need to... There we go. Here's my light again. I need to jiggle the mouse every once in a while so the computer doesn't go in standby mode. Okay. So... Alright, now I'm going to talk about the story behind it. So, anyhow, more on how challenging it was. I think the single biggest obstacle in this whole thing was, I mean, myself, I would say that I was an obstacle too, because I was emotional. I was nervous. I had fears. I had my doubts, you know. I lost my self-confidence at times, and, you know, I was kind of, you know, like, myself kind of like, this was an obstacle. But I think the biggest, one of the biggest obstacles, I gotta say, as much as I hate to say it, was my mom. And I'm not gonna say parents, because my dad always tried to support me and stuff, but my mom. And I'm not saying that my mom doesn't support me. She supports me in other things. She just didn't support me in this, and I understand. You know, but I gotta say my mom was, like, probably the biggest, single biggest obstacle that I had to face in this whole thing. Because, I mean, I can't even go on to say how many things that she has done to make this extremely difficult for me. I can't, she's even, like, if I was, like, insecure, she would just make me feel more insecure by the time she got done talking to me and stuff. It just, oh my god, if you watch my videos that I've uploaded earlier in 2016 or in 2015, you will see just how much she got to me at times. Okay, so, yeah, you'll know if you watched my past videos, or if you I don't know how much I have of that in my book, but if you read my book, yes, you will know. You know, I think I'm leaving it in my book, because it's just so, it's like, what are you gonna do, you know? It's like, I want to talk about it because it bothered me, so I'm gonna talk about it. I mean, I understand parents have their opinions on how they should be like it. They should be a disciplinarian or be laid back. I get it. There's a whole big ass debate about it. It's a real controversial topic. I get it. Parenting is a fucking controversial topic, okay? And I get it. As an adult, I get that, okay? But, yeah. So, but my mom was very, she was very, like, not approachable when it came to this, like, and if she wanted to say something, she would just say it, whether or not I was expecting to, you know. I guess she just kind of, like, say whatever comes to mind, you know. She's one of those people. I know somebody else who's like that. God. We're not gonna go there. Anyhow, so another big obstacle, and this was, I gotta say, this was the biggest obstacle. And this was the biggest obstacle that was kind of like a past obstacle. Like, this was an obstacle, but I kind of like got, like, it kind of like went away when I turned 18. Yes, it was being underage. That was, no, that I gotta say, that was the number one obstacle, was being underage. Because my mom, it's like, yeah, you can lie, you can get around her, you can say, my mom, you can kind of, just wiggle room, but with this age of consent rule, there was no wiggle room at all. It was the law, so you kind of like had to go along with it and stuff. And that was the number one obstacle. That was the biggest obstacle. And not to mention getting called jailbait and a handful of other names kind of wrecked my life early on, and I still, yeah, that stuff stays with you, man. You get called names, you get bullied, you get harassed, that stuff stays with you. Especially if it's something like jailbait, imagine, I imagine all the other names and nasties that people get called and they never forget, like, my mom, for instance, got called a cunt by a taxi driver for not paying, the tip on, the tip for the ride. She got called a cunt, and she tells me about it, like, every now and then, and she's not over it. So there's just some stuff that you can't get over, and there's some stuff that just stays with you. And I think being called jailbait and all those other things that I was called I think that's just gonna stay with me. And being underage and remembering what it was like to go through that, I think that's just something that's gonna stay with me for the rest of my life. And it's not really relevant anymore, so I can say, yes, I did forget about it, but did I really forget about it? I probably get reminded of it every now and then, but anyhow, it's not, all that stuff's not hurting me or haunting me as nearly as much as it used to. It's not on my back as nearly as much now, because I did get my virginity broken. It's over. The ride's over, and it's all come to a close now, so I don't need to think about that stuff anymore and let it get on my nerves, because that stuff was in the past. But yes, I gotta say, that was the biggest obstacle. Because, also being under 18 also prevented me from signing up for dating websites, and you couldn't even look, like, looking. You couldn't even start looking. You know what happened to me? I just ended up developing a crush on a celebrity. That's what happened to me, and I got really obsessed, and I got really lost in it. It was an escape of reality. It was an escape from reality. It was like a high for me, and I just got really, like, involved with it. And I'm still attracted to this guy. It's first love, so I'm still attracted to this guy, even though he's famous and a celebrity. I'm still attracted to him. So, and he's not like an A-list celebrity. He's more like I don't know, C-list maybe, but I don't want to do labels or nothing. I love the guy, he's my idol, and his inspiration has gotten me really far in my life, and I've read his books, and they've changed my life, and I cleaned up and stuff, I used to be really, like, I used to be really bad, okay? I used to be a real bad mess when I was 13. I used to be a real mess. And somebody even told me I was a mess when I came into high school, but they didn't see me when I was 13 because I was a real mess then. Me as a freshman at high school was nothing compared to me in 8th and 7th grade. You did not want to see that, and it wasn't pretty. So, yeah, it was a hectic time in my life, and I mean, I even was involved in some things that I shouldn't have been involved in, and oh my god, there was so much that happened at that time, and it was crazy. But I read his books, and I turned around and stuff, so yeah, anyhow, so I'm gonna just drop that right now because I'm gonna continue. So I'm gonna tell the story about how I got my virginity broken like anybody else would. So first of all, yes, I did have to get around my parents, you know. My parents don't even know yet. I only a select few know. Those on who follow me on Instagram, like my 270 something followers know, and the people that are really involved with my work and know me as an artist and an author and a musician, they know. So some like I have a little following that know, and it's more than just a select few, I guess. But of course, of course, the guy who broke my virginity knows, and yeah, I haven't told. Oh, I'm being pretty careful and selective right now of who gets known, who doesn't. I have like two. I could say I have probably more than two friends that don't know. My parents don't know, so yeah, I'm just keeping it. I mean, I mean, uh, my subscribers are gonna see this YouTube video and probably a handful of other people, so I'm gonna have to say it eventually, you know. I guess people are gonna know. I mean, the news is gonna. I mean, yeah, I want you to know, but I want you to know slowly. I want the news to catch on slowly because I know more than a couple of people that would be really shocked if I just went straight out and told them. They'd be like, "What?" You know. So I'm trying to be like really, really like low key about this. In real life. Not on here or not on Instagram. On Facebook, yes. Facebook is different. Facebook is special because there are freaking relatives on there. Yeah, and there's some nosy people on there, so I'm more low key with Facebook. So yeah, cause Facebook's like real life. Yeah. Anyhow. So, okay, here's what happened. More about what happened. so, like, I went to his place, it was the week before I went to his place. So I don't need the exact date for that or whatever. All you need to know is I went to his place the week before and I gave him head and we were naked together, you know, and we just did like foreplay stuff, and I actually thought we were gonna have sex on that day, but we didn't, and I was like, okay, that's okay. And then we decided this time to have sex. So that was really good that we got that far. But anyhow, as far as how did the sex go, in my book I say it could have gone differently. In other words, there's room for improvement. You know, it was still, you know, I lost my virginity. That's all that really happened. It didn't go perfect. You know, other times we'll be able to orgasm. We'll be more into it. We'll have more fun. You know, I don't want to go into grave details. I'm sorry. I don't even go into grave details in my book because I believe that's something, you know, I believe there's more personal stuff that doesn't need to be said. So, we were actually both nervous. So, future sex will be better and it'll last longer and like, yeah, what can I say? It'll just be better. You know, yeah. Okay. Yeah. So, okay. Okay, yeah. So, yeah, the guy was, somebody asked me how old was he, did he fit your taste, yeah, well, he's an adult in his 30s, I just said that, okay, I didn't say anything else, so okay. You're probably wondering right now, is it like early 30s or late 30s? Yeah, yeah. Okay, late 30s. Shut up. Shut up. Alright. Okay. Okay. So, yeah. I don't want to go into too much because then I'm going to get nervous because I'm trying to keep this on the down low as it is. I'm trying to. I mean, I'm kind of trying and not trying at the same time. Like, at the same time, I'm, like, telling, but I'm, like, keeping it, in real life, I'm keeping it on the down low, but in social media, I'm kind of blowing it up. So, yeah. Anyhow, okay, so here's how the day went. So, we had this story that we were just gonna go to the San Marco Pier, and we did this twice. We didn't go to no pier. Okay, we didn't go there. So, yeah, even my mom was like telling me that if he takes you to his place, you better call me. Tell him you're not ready for that. And it was like, Mom, it was like, God, I was like, God damn it. It's just like she's like making me even more nervous. She's good, like, for feeding off of that. Like, I already am a nervous person alone, and she, like, feeds into that. And I'm like, oh, fuck. I'm like, oh, fuck, no. Oh, shit. It's like, I'm already paranoid alone. It's like I already have some like paranoia or whatever. I'm not like a really paranoid person. I'm not like paranoid, okay, but I can be a little paranoid sometimes, and like if I'm already feeling that, like she'll feed into that. Feeling any anxiety or something, she'll feed into that. In regards to sex, in regards to other things, yes and no, but in regards to sex, she'll just go ahead and feed into that anxiety or paranoia or whatever I'm feeling, and she does that with some other things too. There's some other things that she doesn't do that with, so she doesn't do that with everything. It's just topics like that she does that with. Yeah, so basically I thought this was an impossible feat. I thought this was like impossible for me to accomplish. In a moment I'm gonna get to Tinder, and I'm gonna talk about that, and I'm gonna talk about like how grateful that I am that Tinder exists. In fact, that was what I was grateful for this Thanksgiving, because if I didn't have that, I wouldn't have the friends that I have now, and I met two great people off of Tinder already. I wouldn't have the relationship that I have now with this guy that I got my virginity broken with. I wouldn't have that. It would have been nothing. It would have been just like the way it was before without Tinder. So that really changed my life, as well as a lot of other people's lives. So I want to get into that in a moment. I'm going to continue telling the story. So it was actually raining. It's going to be raining again tomorrow. And him and I are going to hang out tomorrow, and that's going to be fun, not? Okay. So anyhow, first we went to Subway, and then we went to 7-Eleven and got some coffee. The coffee really helped. because the coffee kind of relaxed me, because I was really nervous, and not to say that I'm gonna get nervous again, because I know, I mean, I think the more experience I get, the less nervous I'm gonna be, because the nervous comes from the inexperience, because I know that I can get pregnant, I know that I can get STDs, you know, I know that. I mean, I think I'm more so, excuse me, I think I'm more so I had something in my throat, okay. I think I was more so afraid of getting pregnant now, because you know, I feel that I know people, but it's like, you know, okay. But I think I fear more of getting pregnant or something like that. So, you know, I guess with the more experience I get, most of the anxiety or the nervousness is gonna go away, or it may always be just a pinch of it and such. I mean, if you smoke weed, it might go away too, or help. I have a okay. Yeah, marijuana got legalized here in my state, in California, so hey, that's good. However, I'm not 21, so yeah, I know that's another thing. Turning 21 is gonna be like another life changer for me. Turning 21 will be another game changer for me, because I don't know how many places I'm basically not allowed to go in. It's crazy. I mean, the alcohol thing, that's not really a big deal to me. But what is a big deal to me is not be able to go to rock clubs and shit. Like, I'm not cool with that. And nobody was cool with it in the 80s, too. And you have a place like a Starwood, you just let them in, you know. But then they got shut down. Why can't we still have a Starwood? And why did they have to get shut down? Because it's the way it is. Well, that sucks. Okay. So, anyhow, what we all did, I gave him head, and, like, we went at the sex, we tried it, and I told him, like, just how hard this was for me to get to this point. You know, I was like, I was like, just saying how hard it was just to spread my legs for you, because of all the stuff I've been inundated with. It's like, you know, anyhow. And then I gave him head again, and then we tried to sex again, because we thought second time could go better than the first time, and it wasn't much difference, but it was still fun. I mean, oh yeah, my legs were actually sore for 2 days. My legs were actually really sore from spreading them out for like 2 days. So it was a lot of fun. You know, I probably like had the time of my life, because I had been waiting for that for like, I have some habits. I know I just put my finger around my ear. I know I have some habits. Sometimes we all itch. We're all humans. Anyhow, I had been waiting for that, like, my entire life, you know. I had been, like, waiting for that, and waiting for that, and waiting for that. And waiting for that. I've been waiting so long that it's ridiculous. It was ridiculous. How long I've been waiting was ridiculous. The most important key factor in everything is that I got my mom to trust him, because for the longest time, any guy that I kind of like showed her off the internet, and I only showed her because I had to, because I can't drive, I don't have a car, so consequently, mom's more involved in my life, whether I like it or not, she kind of like forces herself to be involved in stuff, and I don't really like it. But anyhow, yes, I have to. I don't know about now if I'm going to have to show my mom as nearly as much as I used to the guys off the internet. But at first I was, because my dad told me, yeah, you have to, and I can't. I mean, Uber's not an option either, because she doesn't trust Uber, and basically she won't allow me to take Uber right now unless I'm with her or my dad, or if it's an emergency. So yeah, I still have rules, like I'm not allowed to do this or that, and it's like, ugh. But anyhow, she just really, really wants me to be safe, and sometimes she makes things like that a hassle for me because of it, and yeah, I don't really like it. But anyhow, the first guy that I showed her off of Tinder, she was like, whoa, she didn't trust him at all, and that was just based on the picture. So I couldn't even go out with the guy. I mean, after that, I kind of say, like, it's fair to say that he kind of faded away and stuff. And I got one text from him, and I was like, I asked somebody, I was like, should I call him? They're like, no, so I didn't. Sorry about that. Hope you're not watching this. Okay, I'm just gonna continue. So anyhow, yeah, there's still one more guy that I'm texting right now, and I do want to meet him, but my dad basically told me that he's not gonna do that because he's afraid that something might happen to me. Well, there's more. There's more. He's just afraid that he might get caught trying to do something behind his wife's back, and I'm involved, he's involved, and it's behind his wife's back, and happy wife, happy life. So basically I get affected by that too, big time. Whenever I hear that term, I'm like triggered. Whenever I hear that, I'm like triggered, because I'm triggered not because I'm married, because I'm literally in that family where it's happy wife, happy life, and if the wife doesn't like something, guess what? I suffer. So it's not fair, and I just get really upset when I hear that. I hear that all the time. It's like, oh. Because it affects me too. It does, because that's my mom, it affects me too. And I'm going on 20 years old, and yeah, I'm affected by it, yeah. I mean, so anyhow, there's this one other guy that, yeah, I still want to meet him, but it's like, it's hard because he doesn't have a car. I don't have a car. I'm not even licensed. Can't do Uber. Uber costs money too. But, I haven't even, taken the bus system, or nobody has really showed me how to take the bus system. I always thought the bus system was unsafe myself, but I'm going to have to learn it because I'm not going to get a car anytime soon. Even though I may get licensed, like, next year, doesn't mean I'm getting a car. And my parents already said that they're not letting me use their car for my little rendezvous or whatever, and I think they're not even going to let me use it even if I want to go to school or go grocery shopping. So I'm going to be in this situation for much, much longer, but I really, really want to know how to use the bus. And I also heard that I can rent a U-Haul. Every time I mention that to my dad, he's like, oh, that's a miniature truck. That's a mini truck. I was like, well, he didn't say that it's a mini truck. He said that it's a truck. Every time I say it, he's like, that's a truck, that's a truck. But I said, it's a mini truck, it's a mini truck. I'm actually the one who said that it's a mini truck. But every time I mention it, he's like, it's a truck, it's a truck, it's a truck. But supposedly, yes, I can rent a U-Haul. Once I'm licensed. I should have been licensed, like, years ago. But life isn't fair, and I'm not alone in that. And every time I hear stories about, like, these people who got like an earlier advantage in driving, or like they like learned when they were really young. I was just like, oh, I just have such a hard time with that because I'm not even there yet. It's like, fuck. Every time I hear that, I'm just like, fuck. Okay. That was extremely off topic. I think this video is about done. Well, my 20th birthday is coming up on January 2nd of 2017. I'm going to be turning 20, so that means I'm officially an adult, but you're not officially an adult until you turn 21 because of the alcohol. That shouldn't determine when you're an adult, but guess what? In this world, it does. Here in the United States of America, yes, it does. But if you live in Europe, no way. You're an adult when you're 20 in Europe. But anyhow, yeah. I mean, when you're an adult, I think it's all based on opinion. Some people say that you're still not an adult until you're 30. Okay. I get it. But anyhow, I am turning 20 on January 2nd. So I really want to move out too. That's something that's constantly like on my mind because my mom kind of like babies me too much. She's kind of like, sometimes I think she's kind of like there too much, and I know I don't even like do my laundry on my own. I don't even like do chores on my own because like my mom just runs the house so much. I don't even like do the laundry. I don't even, you know, that's something I'm gonna need to start doing, but you know, yeah. That's probably just gonna be one of my weaknesses when I get older is cooking and cleaning. I'm just probably not gonna be very good at that kind of stuff. It's probably gonna be a weakness because if I haven't done it by now, I don't see any big change happening to where I'm gonna all of a sudden. Well, I mean, no, it can. You know, it'll just take some time, but no, it can. It can happen. It'll just take some time. I mean, my mom runs the house so much, like I said, you know, so when I move out one day, I'll have to be on my own. I'll have to be independent. My mom just, my parents, both of my parents are just in my life so much, but my dad's cool. My dad's pretty cool to get along with. I mean, he does want his wife to be happy, which is my mom, so there's sometimes conflicts of interest there going on, and that's something I don't talk about. I just say, oh yeah, my dad's cool, but no, there's actually more to the story. You know, he's got a wife that he needs to keep her happy, so yeah. My mom can't be pissed off, basically. That's what I'm trying to say. Because when my mom gets pissed off, she gets pissed off. So we can't piss my mom off. So we always have to, like, be on the same page. Or there's just sometimes conflicts of interest and everything. And yeah, I got this one guy I've been talking to on Tinder and texting. And, no, we still haven't met yet. I told him that, yeah, I want to meet you. I'm just... You know, I just hope that he doesn't think that I'm ignoring him or something, because I'm not. It's just that what I want to do is very hard, and it's not going to happen anytime this year, probably. Unless something, miraculously comes out. No, I don't think so. I mean, hopefully. I mean, it's like I do have that guy that broke my virginity recently that I've been spending a lot of time with, and my mom trusts him enough like I said, that trust is a major factor. My mom actually trusts him enough to let us go off by ourselves. The only way I could meet that other guy now is to be with that other guy and, meet up like that. But I don't know. Well, he already told me that I think he already told me, I don't know if he's really okay with it, but he said, yeah, I would be okay with it. He already told me, he was like, yeah, I'd be okay with it, but I don't know if, but anyhow, the other guy is like, I don't even really want to ask him that, because that's awkward, and I don't think he would be okay with it. I don't know, but, like, I don't think so. I don't know. I don't really think so. I don't know. Probably not, so that's an awkward situation. I mean, it's one thing to meet me if I'm with my dad or my mom or with, like, a girlfriend, but with another guy. That's a tough one. Anyhow, that's another dilemma that I have on my hands. As far as I'm concerned, if I can learn how to use the bus sometime in the next... If I can learn how to use the bus sometime in the next... I gotta say more than 6 months. Probably in the next 12 months. I can learn how to use a bus in the next 12 months. Then it can happen. I can make a lot more things happen in my life if I can learn how to use the bus or something like that in the next 12 months. I always thought the bus wasn't very safe, but I understand my mom's argument for why Uber isn't 100% safe, and I get it, but, I gotta get around somehow, and especially if they're not gonna let me use their car, it's like, come on, you can't keep me prisoner here at home. I gotta get around somehow. I gotta start being on my own. It's like, we gotta just finally decide that day that I'm gonna be on my own or something. I mean, the way my mom looks at things, it's just like, she looks at it like I'll never be on my own because there's always kidnappers. Oh my God. Trouble out there, and it's a mean world, and I get it, But I don't have any girlfriends I go out with, so I don't know, it's a tender situation. It's a tough situation. Yeah, the bus isn't 100%. Oh, no. You're not even safe when you get in a car by yourself. But if you're a really good, experienced driver, that's like the only way that you're 100% safe. And I mean, really safe. I mean, I don't know about taxis, but that's like really freaking expensive. But anyhow, my mom's always like, if I were to go somewhere by myself, she'd be like, where are you going and why are you going? And why can't I go with you? So that's the way it is. And until that changes or until that stops, I won't be able to stretch out my feathers and expand until that stops. Because that's not going to stop anytime soon. Even though I'm turning 20 next year, that's not going to stop anytime soon. As long as I'm living at home, that's not going to stop. Pretty much. As I get older, it'll get better. But pretty much that's the way it is. And going out with other people is good, though, because being a woman, you get that sense of protection, and that is good. There's nothing wrong with that. So it's all good right now. I just have another guy who's hanging on the lines and wondering when I'm gonna meet him and what's going on. He's wondering what's going on, and it's like, no, it's not that I don't like you, It's just that there's too much shit going on in my life right now. I mean, really, to meet this dude, I was talking about meeting them up in Hollywood. I could go with my dad to somewhere like Amoeba Music and do this, but I just don't know. I don't know. One day it's good and one day it's bad. probably have to do something really local, really close to home, maybe. But it's like, even then, it's like there's still questions to be asked, and there's still muck and everything, and yeah, I don't know. If he asks why I'm not meeting him, what's going on, I might bring up the question if I have another friend with me, if that's okay. If I have another guy friend with me, that's okay. If I feel comfortable enough, I might bring that up. Probably won't, but if we get that far in the conversation, about if we ever do get that far in the conversation or whatever, if we get that far into the topic, then I will mention that, and if he were to be okay with that. Which he might be, I might never know. I might be completely wrong. I may be thinking about this all wrong. I may be completely wrong. I may be completely wrong. I may have the other guy there and it may go good. I may be thinking about this all wrong. But anyhow, that's pretty much the only way him and I can really meet. If he wanted to do it now, that's the only way that I could really do it. Enough. Yeah, so I still have problems that are going on in my life. I always do. Another big problem that I had recently was signing up for driving lessons, because, like, I came into this whole thing with the idea that, okay, I have a permit now, teach me. My dad said that he was going to teach me, but then he changed his mind at the last minute and said, you know what? I'm not going to, because the driving school people have the brake on the other side of the car, and I don't trust you. So you back out of it last minute. So I ended up having to spend over $300 to book driving lessons because of that. I wasn't very happy about it, but he kind of persuaded me and reasoned with me and said, you know what, it'll be worth it. So I'm getting my fucking license. So I won't fail the driving test. I will get my license and I will pass the driver's test the first time probably. Okay, I'm 90% sure that I'm going to pass the driver's test first time because I'm getting professional driver's license. That's something that a lot of people don't do. So this was a good investment because I am going to see the positive side of this. It was a good investment. At least you got it done. Because it's gonna save a lot of time and hassle, because I'm behind, how many years, all these other kids got their license at fucking 16 and 17 and 18. I'm behind how many fucking years already. I'm behind, man. So professional driving lessons is a good idea because I'm fucking behind. I'm probably I'm going on 20, so let's just count down from 20. 19, 18, 17, 16. I'm 4 years behind everybody else. So professional driving lessons is a good idea because I'm 4 years behind. Because the standard is you should get your license at 16. In America, at least, that's the standard. So I didn't do it. I didn't meet that standard. The biggest reason why was financial stuff. And actually professional driving lessons are a requirement in California if you're under the age of 18. So that was the main reason why, because we knew that was the requirement, so we just didn't do anything. They didn't encourage me to study. I mean, I graduated high school. If I would have studied for that, maybe I would have spent too much time with that and maybe not have met the graduation requirements for high school, or it was, I wasn't even disciplined back then. I have autism, okay, so I wasn't even disciplined back then, so I probably wouldn't have been able to do anything. I'm gonna just wrap this up because I'm in a public speech class and I have 2 speeches that I want to read out loud. I will include these speeches in my book, and any more things that I put in my book will be speeches or song lyrics. It will be just add-ons, basically. I'm really I think I'm at a point where I'm not going to do any more book entries. I think. I'm not sure. Because my whole book, the background and revolved around this one event about me getting my virginity broken, which is nuts, but it's true. That's how much of a big deal it is to me. I actually compared it to the way some women look at marriage, because, you know, I think getting your virginity broken is a big deal for any woman, because why are so many women waiting until marriage? It's because if their lives revolve around marriage, actually your life revolves around getting your virginity broken if you're also waiting. But if you're not and you still think getting married is a really big deal, then your life revolves around marriage and just marriage. But there's some who revolve around marriage and getting their virginity broken. There's some women's lives that revolve around both events. So mine just revolved around getting my virginity broken. You know, my dad was like, you know, the equivalent to what a wedding would be or what marriage would be. You know, it was like the, you know, and I'm not trying to say that it needs to be like marriage, I'm not saying that I'm gonna get married to this so and so. I'm not saying that, okay? I'm not saying that. That's not what I'm saying. That's not what I'm saying. I'm not saying, oh yeah, we need to be with each other. No. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying the way some women look at marriage is like the way I looked at getting my virginity broken. It was just really important to me. I'm just emphasizing the importance of it. Anyhow, I'm gonna take a moment to talk about Tinder, and then I'm gonna read some speeches that I did for my speech class, which were really good. So, and then I'm gonna wrap up this video because I'm just rambling at this point, and I'm starting to get into other issues that are going on in my life right now, and I don't want to dwell on those because life's too short to dwell on those little things. And, you know, I mean, they call independence autonomy. So one thing I learned in my in one of my classes for it was called like a studies. It was technically a study skills course, but it was actually like more like a psychology course. It was like a psychology and study skills course all mixed in one. And one thing I learned in that class is some people never become completely autonomous, completely independent. There's always just a little bit dependence, you know, for some people. Some people never achieve complete autonomy, and we just learn, you know what, that's okay. So I might be one of those people that just are never completely independent, and that's okay. You know, and we learn that's okay. But anyhow, the way my life is now, yes, I do want to change because, yes, I do want to be able to go shopping. I do want to be able to go somewhere if I want to go somewhere and not have to involve other people, you know. I do want, I mean, I think I probably need to probably know more about what to do if you get into a situation where you're in danger. I think I probably need to know a little bit more about that because that could happen. It might happen, and I, Lord forbid, would never wish that on anybody, and I don't want that to happen to me. So it has happened to other people. So I mean, yeah, you are vulnerable out there, man. So I mean, I'm also short. I mentioned I'm also short. I'm not like really tall. I'm not like really buff or anything either, you know. And I don't want to talk about my weight now, but anyhow, yeah. So I'm young, and yeah, I'm kind of vulnerable. I mean, my mom did have a point about that. Sometimes I think about that, I make myself feel bad, but anyhow, it's a fact, you know, and it's just the fucking truth. But yeah, it's mostly, I think it's more so the area you're going. It's like where you're going. It's like the areas that you're going to, because I've been at, you know, places like, well, school doesn't count, but yeah, you know, so maybe I just need to know more about what to do if you get in a dangerous situation, or I guess there's just more to be done because it hasn't happened yet, so it'll happen when it happens. It'll happen when it happens, but yeah, that's not something that I'm gonna really take the time to dwell on. I think it'll happen when I get my own car. That's when I think it will happen. Because I can just buzz on down anywhere. Versus public transportation, like the bus and stuff, like they can't really do or go a whole lot. So it makes more sense when I get my own car. That's when I'll be pretty much independent. I'll be more independent where I am now by a long shot when I get my own car. So yes, that is a goal for me, and it's gonna be hard, but I need something like that because I'm, you know, gonna be stuck in my situation. But anyhow, it's not so bad because, I mean, I got, you know, I got a real great friend right now who's taking me everywhere. He's taking me to a lot of places, and I hang out with him and I bang him, you know, and we have fun. So that's actually a good situation I got going. So I mean, yeah. So, you know, it isn't all bad, but I do need to be an adult and be on my own sometime. I do. Still taking its sweet nature time, isn't it? I think when I turn 21 too, because I'm going to be allowed in a lot more places, and I'm going to be allowed in bars. So I think when I turn 21 it might happen. 21 or like 21 and a half probably. Yeah, 21 or 21 and a half. I think that's when I'm going to be on my own. That's when I think I'm going to be able to do stuff without I've already done stuff without my parents. I've been doing stuff with friends, so yeah, I've been going to college, so I've already kind of been on my own somewhat. Okay, enough of that. Enough. I'm gonna talk about Tinder now. This is what I wrote on social media about Tinder. I wrote this, okay. People have their opinions about Tinder. Honestly, this app has changed my life. I have nothing to say but thank you to the creators of this app. This app is what I'm grateful for this Thanksgiving. I met great people on here, including my guy friend that I spent some time with last night. Obviously wrote this after I got my virginity broken. Before this app ever came out, all you were limited to was social networks, paid dating websites, and Craigslist. Before Tinder, I didn't really have much of a life like I do now. It took tremendous amount of courage to try something like this out. For the longest time, I was afraid to do online dating because of all the horror stories I heard from others. But for me, the risk was worth it. I played it safe as I possibly could have, and it was worth it. It is worth over 1 million words, and it means the world to me. Tinder has its pros and cons, but now I can say with certainty that everything worked out in the end. So, that's what I got to say about that. My life wouldn't be what it is now if it weren't for Tinder. I'd be still living the same old, like, you know, life, and other forces out there helped to change my life too, and I'd say Snapchat lenses and all those other apps out there that offer makeup filters. Why? Because it changed the way I looked at myself, because I used to not wear any makeup at all. I used to be really shy, but then I realized, hey, like, put on this filter, put on some makeup, was like, wow, I look really sexy, I look really good now all of a sudden. It's like, yeah, because of technology. So that actually helped to change my life too. You know, some people, like, laugh at me when I say that, but it's true. Or they're like, what? Or they're like, LOL. It's like, no, it's actually true. I'm sure they know that. I'm gonna read a couple of speeches I wrote now, and then I'm gonna end this video. I don't know how long this video has been going because, I don't know the times. I think this video has been going more than an hour. Yeah, this is a good long video. I wanted to take my time and really talk about stuff. About getting my virginity broken especially. I really wanted to take time, and because everyone who's ever known me knows how important this is to me. You know? And ever since, even before, I mean, a lot of people would say it started when I was 13, but it's been going on, probably since, I really started, when I turned 10, that's kind of when I started thinking about, I don't want to say boys, but that's when I started thinking about all this stuff, is when I turned 12. And, no, not 12, 10. When I turned 10, that's when I started thinking about this stuff. That's when it really started, like, sinking. And I really started thinking about it. But even before then, I was just thinking about what kissing would be like and a handful of other stuff. And I kind of, like, had my crush on whoever, you know. Well, I had it on the same, the guy who I said was my first love, and I mean it, because, like, you know, everybody's like, why don't you just say his name already? Alright, I will, okay? Settle down, I'm wearing the shirt, okay? Dr. Feelgood, I'm talking about Nikki Sixx now. Shut up, I said it. Yes, that was my first crush, my first love. I had a crush on him, like, ever since I was a little kid. Are you happy? I've said it in my other videos before. Why is it just so hard to say it now? I don't know. Okay, so, I'm gonna read, 2 scripts for speeches that I gave in, my speech class. Yeah, I didn't want to sign up for a speech class, but guess what? It was, like, in my freaking major, so I had to do it. And I didn't even know it was gonna be a public speaking class, so I wasn't even prepared for this. But anyhow, yeah, I'm gonna read 2 scripts of some really great speeches that I wrote for my speech class. So, I want to share this with the internet, too. Okay, so this one's about a counselor that I had in 8th grade. I'm actually not going to say her name. I don't know. Okay, I'll say it. I'm just going to say her first name, okay? But in this speech, I say, like, her full name, but I'm just going to say her first name. So, okay, here we go. I transferred middle schools. That's all you need to know. Somewhere in Los Angeles. Get over it. I was miserable and I hated school. I was in such bad shape that I got sent to the counselor, but that's the best thing that could have ever happened to me. I was going through a dark time in my life. I was 13 years old and it had felt like a social misfit. I also had been getting noticed for the way I was dressing, and not in a good way. That's when I met my counselor, Teresa. At first, she told me that how I dressed made others feel uncomfortable. She basically said, hey, the way you're dressing is making so-and-so feel really uncomfortable. That's kind of like how it went. She actually pulled that kid in, by the way, that felt uncomfortable, and, like, had that kid talk to me. So it was, like, really, it was intense, but it changed my life. That day changed my life because I started becoming more sensitive to how others felt. It basically taught me a lesson, okay? I started respecting myself more and had a clearer view of myself. The root of the problem is that I was a lonely person and had hardly any friends. Yes, that is true, but there was also this whole sex thing going on and me wanting to lose my virginity. I just omitted that out of my speech. Of course I did. I had struggled with making friends. Teresa helped me with that by having me join a lunch club. I immediately started making friends. Teresa would understand me when no one else would. I told her the most personal things. She guided me through one of the darkest times of my life. Teresa also helped me immensely prepare for what was about to come in high school. High school, like middle school, was a tough time for me. By high school, I had made dramatic improvement in not only my ability to make new friendships, I was building circles of friends. If I needed someone to talk to, I had that friend I needed to talk to. What Teresa realized is that I just needed someone to talk to, and she was there for me. Okay, so that was my first heartwarming speech. Yeah, I really did need somebody to talk to back then. It's true. It's true. All that stuff I said was true. Okay, this next one, we basically had a prompt where we're supposed to answer the question, tell me about yourself, for like a business environment, a business setting. So this is my refined one. I had two of them. One was practice, and this is the refined one. Basically, I originally said that I have autism, but I substituted for learning difficulties because the teacher told me, yeah, you should substitute that because it's as if we were giving it in a business presentation, so we don't need to say that we have such and such disability because then they won't hire you. And it's sad. It is. It's sad, but it's the way the world is. I don't take it personally, no, because I know damn well that I'm high functioning anyways. I mean, I don't get easily offended at that stuff. I mean, who wants to live their life like that anyways? But anyhow, this is my second speech. It's responding to the question, tell me about yourself. My name is Ann Hill, and I grew up in California. I grew up in Los Angeles, California. But I grew up in a suburb of Los Angeles. Am I going to say what suburb? No, because I don't want crazy people stalking me. Okay. From a young age, I've had learning difficulties. I struggled in school, I got picked on, and I didn't have many friends. By my 8th grade year, I made a significant improvement in my social skills, and I realized that music was an outlet to express myself. In 2003, the movie School of Rock hit theaters. There is a real School of Rock, and believe it or not, the movie was made to promote the actual School of Rock. Oh man, I've talked about the School of Rock so many times. During my sophomore year of high school, I joined the School of Rock. Within months of joining, I blossomed in my social life and in school. The School of Rock helped me get through my high school years. They boosted my self-confidence and gave me the discipline that I needed to graduate high school. During my stint at the School of Rock, I performed twice and rehearsed with the other students. This rewarding experience gave me a sense of teamwork. I also gained artistic recognition in school. My artwork was frequently displayed at school art shows, and I was awarded an Excellence in Fine Arts certificate. I graduated high school in 2015 on roll status. During my time at college, I have made dramatic improvements in my reading, writing, and mathematical skills. I also gained employment for the math department as a teacher's assistant. Being a college student has taught me how to apply myself and the value of meaningful hard work. I expect to attain a certificate in marketing in the year 2018. Yeah, so it's just a certificate right now. A lot of people would say a degree, and that was my original plan too. But I went to see this one counselor, and she said I should just aim for a certificate for now, and then maybe make it a associate's degree later on or something like that. Make it a degree later on. Yeah. because I'm just, you know, I'm like kind of I'm a part-time student. I mean, I work, so I work at the school. I know, but anyhow, yeah, I couldn't handle like a full load, so that's why I'm getting my certificate in 2018. But hopefully that will be enough to get me somewhat of a job. Hopefully that'll be enough to get me something in life. So that was it. That was pretty much all I had to say. Probably should take a second to talk about what I want for Christmas. The biggest thing I want for Christmas is to upgrade my operating system. My mom also said the driving lessons are, they somewhat count for a Christmas gift, I guess. I mean, I'm really happy I'm getting them. I mean, that was a challenge too, because I was a first timer. I was not informed about how complicated the process would be. So it took 2 weeks. Because I got paid on November 12th. And that's what I wanted to sign up. There was also something else going on with the finances too. Not my finances, but my mom's. Because my mom basically wanted to pay with her credit card in exchange for my cash. Because we have bills. And my mom can't or doesn't want to pay those with credit cards. She doesn't want to use the credit card for the bill. So anyhow, we had to use her credit card to pay for driving lessons and in exchange for my money. So she paid with plastic. I paid with cash. That's basically what happened. I'm not going to get any more into it because it'd be too much information, but that was hard because my mom and I were arguing about that a lot and going back and forth on it, and she pressured me not to pay with my own money, and I wanted to, and it wasn't right. It was wrong. It could have been easier, but not only that, the process alone to sign up for these driving lessons was complicated. Because you had to get the right instructor. You know, you had to be with the right instructor. You had to go by their schedule, and you had to look at your schedule, and then they're only open till 5 p.m. and you know, I was a first timer doing this. You know, it was first time for me, and I wasn't informed about how complex this process would be. You know, how possibly complex could it get, and that's also another reason why it took like 2 weeks to complete this, and I had gotten paid this. I wanted to sign up for driving lessons earlier, but I couldn't afford it. It was strapped for cash, couldn't afford it, and then we could afford it, and then 2 weeks went by because there was all these hang-ups, so it was really annoying. I was really frustrated. I was actually, like, about ready to cry. I was so frustrated with this, you know. It was mostly because my mom and I were going back and forth about credit card and cash, mostly because my mom and I were, like, arguing so much, and it was so hard, you know. I gotta say it, nothing around this house is easy. Everything's hard. It's just my family. I don't know what it is. But anyhow, yeah. Before I end this video, I also want to talk about, take a quick moment to talk about a relative that passed away. So, yeah, I don't really like to talk about it because it's like, it's kind of sad. Nobody likes to talk about this kind of stuff, but, I even forgot when it happened already. It was like, it was before Halloween, so it was last month. I believe it was on a Wednesday. So I don't remember the exact day right now, but it was last month on a Wednesday before Halloween, and he was only 55. So it was my Uncle Brian, who was very close to me, and he had spent the night here at our house and everything. And he was just like my best friend, you know, like my uncle who's like my best friend and my mom's best friend too, and you know, he meant a hell of a lot to this family and me too, and he just had a big impact on our lives, and you know, he was actually helping us in a lot of ways, you know, and it was a huge loss for us, and it still is a huge loss. So unfortunately, I couldn't make it to the funeral because I was just so tied down with commitments to my job, college, and the dogs. I wanted to go, but you know, it was so hard, and my dad couldn't go either. You know, it was like first my dad couldn't go, and then I can't go. You know, and I know my mom and I unfortunately don't get along the best sometimes, so I didn't want that. But anyhow, my mom went by herself, so I would have been there. But yeah, you know, maybe I wasn't physically there, but mentally I was. Let's just put it that way. But anyhow, it was so, it's hard even talking about it right now. But it was, yeah. I wrote like I wrote a long paragraph about that on Instagram when it happened, and I posted about it on Facebook, and you know, man, that was really hard. It was really sad. Yeah, it kind of put a sad put like a sad spot on Halloween, you know, because like Halloween's my favorite holiday, and it didn't ruin my Halloween or anything, but it just kind of like. And my mom said today that she was like still mourning about it. I mean, my mom is like crying a lot, and so I think that's another reason why things like my driving lessons got delayed, because like it is really hard for her to do stuff, and she's just she told me today that she feel like that someone beat her up. She just feels like that. Not that anyone did. She feels like that. She feels like someone. She feels like she got beaten down. Oh, I've been seeing like I saw an apparition in the family room, and oh god, it's hard to talk about this. Yeah. But this was just the other day. As I was waking up, I felt somebody like patting me on my head, and my mom said she felt something similar, so we're already kind of like talking about some paranormal stuff, and we're witnessing some paranormal stuff. I actually thought I saw an orb a couple days after too in my room. I didn't know if it was an orb, I was imagining it, because to some degree, late at night, if I stay up a really long time without any sleep, I start to like hallucinate and was late, so I don't know. I can't really like say for sure I really saw that or not. I may haven't, you know, it may have not. But man, yeah, that's a hard thing to talk about. It really is, because it seems like just yesterday he was just staying here with us in August, and we were like, you know, we went to the restaurant Rock and Brews with him, you know, and yeah, he was his friends say that he was a rock star, and we think that too, and I think that as well. He could play guitar, and he did play in a band, so it was just, yeah, my rock star uncle, basically. He was also my godfather, so yeah. That's very hard to talk about. Luckily, I won't have to talk about it again. The video is done, so this is a recap on my life, the way it is right now. 2016 is coming to an end and going on 2017, so this is the last video for 2016, and I don't know if it will be the last video ever. I doubt it. I don't want to say that, because I'm probably going to be like performing, or if there's something else that comes up in my life that I really need to talk about. But I don't know with my book, I could always end up adding something to it if I absolutely need to. My book's just one of those things. It's just like the book that doesn't want to end, but you gotta end these things at some point. Okay. I'm done. It's just one of those things. It's just like the book that doesn't want to end, but you gotta end these things at some point. Okay.